Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Taylor with Scott Lauren Marketing. Today, we're going over campaigns within Command. Feel free as we go to throw questions in the chat. I'm going to do my very best to watch for those and answer as we go along. I'll also revisit any questions that I missed at the end of class. And if you want to revisit the material, we always post our classes to our YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search Scott Lauren Marketing, you will find our whole channel here, and you can search for specific videos or any of our recent uploads. Today, we're going to start by logging into Command, which is agent.kw.com. And we're going to enter our username, which is usually something to do with our name, maybe first initial, last name, and a number. This field is not case sensitive. And then your password and sign in. And that's going to take you to your main home screen. And the first thing that we're going to do is go edit our marketing profile. And we're going to do this because when we create our campaigns, all of our information is going to pull from here. So in the upper right-hand corner, where you see your name, you'll go to the drop-down and go to Settings. And then this is going to drop us into our main integrations settings. We're going to connect our social media here. So if you don't have anything connected yet, it's more than likely going to be most of the way down the page towards the bottom. But you'll just want to connect account. I personally don't have a Twitter, but it will take you to the login screen. And once you enter those credentials, either for Twitter or Facebook, you'll have those connected here. You also have Twitter Ads Manager here or Google AdWords. And once those are connected, we're going to come over here to connect settings on the left-hand side and then select marketing profile. And then once that loads, this is the information, like I said, that's going to pull from as we're creating our campaigns or designs. This is the information that is being pulled into those so that you don't have to add your information and manually create it every time. So if you have a headshot, you want that uploaded here. And then if you're on a team, this is where you can upload that team logo. Or if you've created one for your own business, you can upload that here. If you are not on a team and you don't have a logo made for your business, we recommend throwing in either maybe the plain KW or maybe a realtor logo or something similar. And you'll see I have my DBA logo right now. And you'll see as we create some of these items that it's going to pull my team logo and my brokerage logo into different spots, so it's duplicated. That way you can see when we create things what it looks like. And then we're going to fill out our information here as much as we can, first and last name, your license number, your team name, so either the team name if you are on a team, or usually this will be defaulted to your name at Keller Williams and then the name of your brokerage after Keller Williams. Your job title, your slogan, and you'll notice by the red asterisk that this is required. If you haven't came up with a slogan yet for your business, you can just put a space and it will let you override this for now. If you hear my dog snoring behind me, I apologize. He is quite noisy. Any of your designations or credentials you can input here. If you have military affiliation, your bio. Typically, this will have a standard bio that Keller Williams International has prepared for you, and then you can upload your own once you have that created. Phone number, office phone number, the fax number, either for you or the office if you have that. The email address that you would like to utilize on all of your material, and your website URL. If you aren't sure what that is, if you're utilizing the command provided website, you can come over here to the last icon on the left-hand side, and under your consumer tab, you'll find your URL near the top of the screen. And here you have your brokerage information. So this is where you would upload your brokerage logo, and then your office information. Your compliance pieces, so your legal footer. If you have text that needs to be hyperlinked, you can add that here with what it needs to say, and then where the link is going to send you. If you have any photos for your legal footer, this is mostly going to be state dependent on where you're located. So if you have questions about this, we recommend connecting with your compliance coordinator in your office. And then your links to social media. Once that is all uploaded, you can save. And you got this little notice that everything was saved accordingly. So now we're going to navigate to campaigns. If you hover over the icons, you'll have a little pop out that tells you what each one is. Or you can hit the red KW in the upper left-hand corner. And that will also pop out the names so that you can see where you want to go. And we're going to go to campaigns. This is your main dashboard when you come to campaigns. So you'll see what your connected channels are here. I have Facebook connected, and you can tell because there's color to this icon, where I don't have Twitter or Google Ads. You can also see connected accounts here for paid ads. I have my Facebook personal page and the business page I'm associated with for social posts. You'll see in this next section for quick posts. These are designed to be quick things that don't need too much customization. So if you're struggling for material, but you want to keep your social media presence going, you can select some of these and post without having to do too much customization. And then they also have a tips and training section for you. You can see more and it will take you to KW Connect. You can also toggle on advanced tips and see more as well. If we look now to our paid ad section, most of these are going to look somewhat similar as we go through them, and then we'll create ones as well so you can see how to do that. But paid ads, you'll see here, you can see how many you've posted in the last 7 days, 30 days, month, year, or lifetime. How many clicks you've had on those ads. How many leads have came from those ads, if you have a lead capture page associated with it. And how much money you've spent on posting those. And here you have a drop down for all of the channel options. So you are able to link Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google AdWords. So you can filter by where you've posted if you want to do that as these fill up. When we go to create a paid ad, you'll see that there are different templates that you can choose from. And you can filter by those as well. Anything that you've posted or have saved as a draft will show up down here. If you're under all, you can also filter by active drafts that you've saved, maybe needed to come back to after some information, or waiting for a listing to go live before you post, so you saved it as a draft. Anything that you've done in the past, you can see here. If you've archived any, you can filter by all of these things. You'll see there's also a payments section. So here you can see what cards you have on file and any available credits that are associated with your campaigns. And then you can also track where the money is going with your leads, or with your ads, I apologize. That way, if you want to adjust where the bulk of your money is going for these, you can do so based on what you see the pattern is coming in case you get, more leads coming from Instagram than Facebook, you can adjust accordingly, maybe spend more of the budget on Instagram in that case. And you have all of these filters as well here. You can add a payment method right here. And it just walks you through collecting everything for that. And then we have create campaign. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do a paid social ad, since that's the section we're in right now. And we're going to enter a campaign name. So maybe we're going to advertise a listing right now. So I'm going to name it based on the property address or whatever makes sense to me. And then we're going to choose where we want the campaign to run. I'm going to choose Facebook because that is all I have connected, but you can choose multiple here. I don't have any sort of connection with Twitter, so you'll get that error in case it's not connected. That way you don't send an ad and allot money to something that isn't going to go anywhere. And then create campaign. And that's going to bring us to our editor. Then do that one more time because it looks like I maybe took too long. There we go. And you can search by property address, MLS number, or by listing agent. So the filters now are active and only my listings. So if you have synced your MLS and have listings, it may show up here for you. This is a very specific search filter. So we mostly recommend switching to all statuses and all listings, and then searching by your address or MLS number. And search. And then once we find our listing that we want to advertise, we just select. And that's going to pull in all of the information. You'll see here the preview for Facebook, how it looks on the web and how it looks on mobile. And then coming down to text, making sure that all of this is what we want reflected. And you'll see it adjusts as you go. And you'll see as you go as well, there is a character limit depending on the section you're in, so you can keep track of that. And what it looks like over here. Once you save, we have our little greenish blue checkbox. And then media, we can configure if we want to change the image or add more. And you'll see here the DBA logo. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so that it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. You'll see this is pulling from the marketing profile. My profile was a little bit backwards where I had the DBA logo in the team section. And then my office logo was actually my team logo. So I apologize for that. But you'll see that it's pulling that information in here. And you can adjust where it shows up in your preview. So either on the left or the right. And then including our legal footer. And it's very small, but it is right there. Facebook settings. We're going to configure. So this is my account. But I have not created a business page here. So if you get this, you'll definitely want to double check your settings or go in and create a business page connected to your personal Facebook. And then you'll select whether you want a Facebook lead generation form or you can connect it to your website or landing page. And then the button, you can change what this says. Apply now, contact us, sign up, learn more. And then here's where you can enter either your website URL again, or if you want it linked to a specific lead capture page, or maybe a specific landing page to advertise this listing further. You can choose a specific page that you have created in your consumer settings. And then you have audience options, auto audience, United States. And then I'm going to leave where this listing is located so that the surrounding area will receive this. And then you can control how many miles around that listing can get this advertisement on Facebook. And you'll be able to track here as well as you change this. It updates. So anyone within 15 miles surrounding this listing, this is how many potential people will see your advertisement. And then as you increase it, the number changes. You can also have a specific audience depending on what it is you're advertising. Maybe you're trying to do a holiday event and you want people to show up. You can also target your database and select a specific group. You would want to create an email list for this. I apologize, not an email list, but you can send it to specific people. I recently deleted my entire database. I just forgot about that. But you do have that option here, as well as custom audience, or if you have a saved audience because you've made these in the past, you can have those here and send it to the same list as well. And then your lead settings. If a lead comes in from this campaign, you can select to have an auto tag. So maybe you want one that says Facebook. Maybe add the lead tag. Some of these are automatic. Any of your personal ones will be here as well. And when it auto tags, you can select to start them on a smart plan. So maybe you have a smart plan set up that introduces yourself or asks if they have any questions. And then you can come down here and adjust how long the ads run and what your total budget is per channel. And once you're satisfied with that information and save it. Let's say all of these had the checkbox rather than my issue with Facebook. you would then be able to publish. And it would be prepared to start going out. So on the budget, it says per channel, but it's grayed out. That's simply because I only have the Facebook account connected. But if you were to have the Instagram, the Google Ads, or the Twitter connected in your settings as well, you would then have the option to allot certain budget towards one channel. If you wanted less of the budget to go to Google AdWords, you could do that and adjust accordingly. Mine is just grayed out because the only channel I have connected is Facebook. And if you were to publish that campaign, you would then be able to see here, instead of draft, it would say either pending as it's processing, or you would be able to start seeing the approved information on tracking that. Now moving on to emails, you'll see that a lot of this looks the same as the paid campaigns dashboard. You can change what you're looking at, how many people have received your email campaigns, how many people opened them, or if you have links to things, you can see how many people clicked on those. If you wanted to upgrade your command mail account, instead of the 5,000 emails monthly, you could go to the marketplace in the upper right-hand corner to upgrade that to have more email access. And you can look at your channels here, either command, email, or MailChimp. And then I'm going to also show you where in your settings to change your command email as we go through this. And you can create specific email lists within your contacts based on tags or custom lists if you wanted for sending these out. So we're going to create a campaign. We're going to do email. We're going to do an open house email. Event awareness. And I'm going to opt for command email, but you can also run this through MailChimp if you have a MailChimp account connected. And this is going to look very similar to what we just did. So you can come in here. We have our campaign name, the channel that we're going through, the account that it's going to come from. And if this is incorrect, you can come down here to settings. And then down here at the bottom, you'll see command email. If you manage, you can change how your name appears when people receive this email from you. And if they respond, this is the reply to email. So you have different options within your KW platform that you can choose from. Or you can add a custom email if the one you want is not loaded anywhere in here as well. And then save changes. You can also manage your subscription here. And then if you were to change that, it would then be reflected when you create your email campaign as well. send to your recipient list. This is where you can filter. You can create a list and filter through your contacts, filter by tags. So if I wanted to send the invite to my entire database based on this tag, I could do that. Maybe I'm wanting to host an event and invite other agents. I can filter by that tag. And once I have that tag, if I don't like someone on the list based on what I'm adding them to, I can always remove them and confirm. And now you have contacts lists based on specific needs in your database that you can send this out to. And you'll see your send from information. So this is where that command email again is also coming through. Your information and your reply to email address. And then enter your subject. And then you'll be able to select your design. So if you have already created your email design, you can select it from here. You can find your KWRI templates if you have not already created the email. And then you'll be brought into the editor. So you'll have here your merge tag. So you'll see the market center name is being pulled from your marketing profile. Image, you can always edit by selecting the box you want to change. And replace. You can, any uploads that you have from my images. For this, if you wanted to pull a different image for the listing. You can select view. It looks like I'm having a bit of an error. But typically once you hit view, it will pull up the gallery from the MLS and give you the option to replace with a different photo. If you wanted this to link to something else, so maybe if they click on the picture, it takes them to a landing page with more information. You can also select that here. And you can play with the image sizes as well. If you wanted to make it larger, smaller, change where it's at. Once you select done, I know that there has been a bit of a delay with some of these editors as they're doing work preparing for Mega Camp. So I apologize that you're not seeing the updates that we're trying to make, but I promise these typically will change right away. And you can preview along the way as well to see what it's going to look like. Text, you can edit, make sure that any merge tags have the highlighted color, where if this was not highlighted in the other color with a box around it, even though it looks like a merge tag, it is actually just text. So you want to make sure that your text box looks like this when you go in to edit it. Otherwise, it would just say agent first name when you go to send it, rather than the agent's first name here. But once you have all of your information and you're satisfied with how it looks, you can select a specific contact if you just want to verify that everything is updated. And it throws in the contact name, the agent name, and this legal footer here is where it's pulling your Market Center logo and the Market Center information. And then this is the section where it pulls your team logo with your information, and then also your Market Center address. So this is that section where we recommend having, usually these would be flip-flopped, where your brokerage information is, or your brokerage logo, I apologize, is over here with the office information, and your team logo is over here. So you'll see if these were the same, it may be a bit confusing. So we recommend having a separate logo, even if the one labeled your team is maybe the realtor logo or a general KW logo, if you don't have a team logo or one for your own business, if you haven't made one. And this legal footer is not editable, so you can't just opt to delete one of the logos, unfortunately. So if you didn't have one of those sections filled out, you would actually see this broken image icon in the actual email that goes to clients. So we do recommend having a photo in each of those sections and having one of them be generic if you don't have a team logo. But once you're satisfied with how that looks, you can save. You do have the option to send a test email directly from here. But once you've saved your changes, you will be redirected back to your campaign. Double check that your email preview here is the same and everything transferred over accordingly. And then you can either save as a draft. You can schedule this to go out to your database at a specific date or time, or you can send it immediately. And then again, once it's done processing, this will change from processing to active or mailed, I should say, in this section. And then you'll be able to track these as people open your email, receive it, and how many people maybe click on that link to your landing page. Unfortunately, there is not a way to change the automatic email address, the agent followed by several numbers at mailer.kw.com. That is auto-generated, but that's why you want to double check the name and reply to email in your command email settings, so that when people respond, it goes to your email address for tracking as well, rather than just trying to send directly back into command where that might not show up. It's like an automatic thing that's why it's set up that way. Since those icons in the campaign, depending on what it is you're trying to do, you can adjust where in your marketing profile these icons are. So when we went through our marketing profile, you first started with your headshot, and then the team logo was next, which is this one. Mine was the office logo. And then this is the Market Center logo. I apologize that mine is so confusing. I was walking someone through this the other day and showing them what not to do and forgot to switch it back. But you can flip-flop what this looks like within your marketing profile. Just know that depending on what it is you're creating, it may show up differently. So if you're creating a flyer in Designs rather than an email, that's going to show up slightly different than what these will look like. So it just depends. Moving on now to direct mail. You'll see that this looks very similar to the paid ads and emails that we've gone through already for tracking how many have been sent out, how many leads have come from it, and how much money you've spent. And you can change all of these filters as well. So create a campaign. We're going to do a direct mail campaign. And our goal is to attract buyers for this one. So you've got your overview. This editor looks very similar to each other campaign we've made. Your content, you can select from these templates, either a 4x6 postcard, 6x9, 6x11. And you'll see as you click on them that changes the layout. Or you can upload your own if you have a size already similar. This will be finicky. So if it is not created at these dimensions already, it's going to be showing up very wonky for you until you can adjust it. So if you're comfortable doing that, you have that option. We also recommend selecting a template already in place here. And you'll see as we go, you'll see these updates. And you'll see as we type again, you'll see your character limit. So based on our goal, you'll just have this look and say what makes sense. You can upload a photo. Let's say this is a picture of a home instead of a waterfall. We'll have that here. And then your headshot is pulling here from your marketing profile. You can adjust it if you don't like the way it's showing up. You can replace it. And then your information, again, pulling from your marketing profile. Your market center information. This is where your DBA logo will be from your marketing profile. You can adjust it here as well. Your information. And state and zip code did not transfer over, which is why we don't have the check mark. Verify. Just confirm the address, and now we have that check mark. And now we'll be able to set up targeting for where this postcard is going. So we'll enter our address for the property. Save that. And now our budget. You can allot how many postcards you want to be sent out. And depending on the template that we chose, you'll have different mailing, postage options. So if we maybe selected one of the larger ones, let's see if that one, yes, you'll see that our standard changed. And now we have a standard versus first class option. And it'll give you your estimated costs here as you change these numbers. And then once you save, you can either save as a draft here or configure targeting. It's giving me a warning about low resolution photo. That way you know it might not appear the greatest on the mailers. You can choose to either skip it, or you can upload a different quality photo, create the campaign, and then you're going to be dropped into the configure targeting section. So based on where our property is and our number of postcards we want to go out, you can now also change what types of properties are getting this. So let's say we want to change this where someone might be looking to either grow into this home or downsize. We want to include all of those houses. We want to change the square footage size. Maybe someone who just moved into a new build. However you see these filters working for you, you'll see the different, we're still sending 150, but based on our filters, they're going to different addresses. And then once you're satisfied, you can also send a copy to my address. Next. And it'll give you one last preview, a breakdown. And if you don't have payment information on file, you can upload that here. Otherwise, this should give you the option to have it autofill or a drop down if you have multiple options. And then you'll again see either drafts under all, whether they've been mailed, or if it's pending to be processed still. Social posts, very similar to the paid ads, since it's all social media. Anything that you've that is live or you've scheduled already will show up here. You can look either at the week or the month view. If you have drafts saved, that will show up here. Again, you can filter by any connected accounts. You can see the list view down here on your dashboard, and another section for quick posts that you don't need too much customization on, but you can have materials scheduled to go out. So let's go with creating a social post. What is your post about? Let's say, and you can browse your designs library for an image. So here you'll want to go into your designs and create a social post or a social design that you can then add to this. You can also upload a video. You can use a video URL, or if you've created a neighborhood video in designs, you can upload that here, or you can directly enter a link as well. So this will pull up all of the social designs that we've created. We're just going to select one so you can see the preview here. Once that loads, this is giving us the option of sizing. So square, which is they're telling us is best because squares will show up the same whether it's going on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. But you can also choose, oh, it looks like we're getting an error. They must be working on this piece of it. You can freehand what it is shaped like. We're going to leave it as a square. I apologize. They must be working on stuff on the back end. So you'll see as you change this, it will appear differently. You can change the sizing there without changing the shape. And then that shows up here based on the design that we've already made. So if you're seeing something on the image that needs to be edited, you'll actually need to go back into designs to do that. And again, changing where your logo goes just depends on what you've created in designs as well. You can schedule the post or publish immediately. So if we schedule, you can choose a day, a time, and then again, your channels down here. If you have more than one account connected, they will show up here to select from, or you can directly connect an account if you realized you forgot. And then changing how it looks here. If we had another channel, you could see what it will look like. And schedule. And once that saves, you can now see that we have a Facebook post scheduled to go out at noon on Monday. And you can preview it here as well. All right, guys, I know I went really fast, but thank you guys so much for coming. Hopefully we got through most of the questions. I didn't see too many others show up as we went. I think I hit everyone. Again, you can rewatch the material on our YouTube channel, which is just Scott Leroy Marketing. If you go to YouTube and search that, you'll find everything. You can also email us if you have questions about anything at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'll drop that in the chat for everyone in case that's easier. And we'd be happy to help answer your questions there. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And hopefully we'll see you guys again.